I have an interesting story for you all. Interesting thing that I just saw. It's rather new, but it's interesting because it just shows how much people don't pay attention and how much these young people just like, as soon as someone criticizes someone, young people don't look for themselves. They just kind of like join the bandwagon of hate and misinformation spreading and all that stuff. But the story is basically, some of you might know about it, some of you might not, but for those who don't, Kim Hee Chul, who is a member of Super Junior, was on a variety show not too long ago, and he brought up Cha Eun Woo and former Super Junior member Kangin, I believe I said his name right, I hope, and he brought them up in the same, I guess, characterization as real men that he knows, and people are not happy about it. So I'm just going to read to you what Hee Chul said that got a lot of people up in a stir. I'll just put it that way. So Hee Chul says, Cha Eun Woo is so handsome. I'm close to this kid. But try talking about school violence in front of him. He swears more than me. He is going to say, please bring that bastard over here for me and I'll give him earplugs. He also likes sports and he's a real man. Now, also, former Super Junior member was mentioned as well, Kangin. People are upset because he's comparing a man who has a good reputation to someone who does not have a good reputation in the eyes of the Korean public, because Kangin received 2 driving under the influence charges as well as an assault accusation. As a result of this, a lot of netizens got upset at his statements, like always. You know, somebody's always getting mad at something Hee Chul says. Now, apparently, Kim Hee Chul's words are getting criticism from women's community sites. Don't know why, but basically they're saying that the agency that is in charge of Cha Eun Woo should take action against Hee Chul's words, you know, to defend the reputation of the guys. The reputation, all he said was that he curses more than him, and all of a sudden they're getting upset, all hot and bothered. So sensitive is this generation, I swear. Now, Hee Chul has been under fire for saying stuff numerous times. Like, everybody got a problem with Hee Chul. Now, yes, there's some things that Hee Chul said that was like in the past that has been a bit, I wouldn't say it, but this is a non-issue to me. It's a non-issue to me. He's not comparing the fact that 2 charges of DUI were given to one person as well as an assault accusation, and comparing like the fact that his friend, who is another celebrity, curses. And I think people are just so quick to jump the gun and get on the train. Somebody throws out misinformation and people just start going to town. You know what gets on my nerves the most about this is that Hee Chul's not even comparing them in the same way that people think that he is. Like, he's not comparing them because of the drinking under the influence charges and all that stuff. He's not comparing them in that way. But people, every time somebody tries to like talk about another person, they always think about the thing that they did and say, oh, that person's bad because they were drinking under the influence or whatever, and all this stuff. That's not why. That, like, guys, do you really think Hee Chul thought about that when he compared the 2? I don't think so. I think he was thinking about his relationship with the 2 of them and how they're similar. And you're getting mad because he's comparing them? Just why? I don't see anything he said wrong. And it's funny because the article says Kim Hee Chul criticized by female netizens for describing Cha Eun Woo as a manly man who is good at cursing. Like, guys, come on. Who's good at cursing? I don't think that was the reason why he brought that up. He just said he curses more than me. Now, he was saying that because of the topic. If he brings up, because people aren't concentrating on the context of what he's saying. He's talking about school violence, yes. If you talk about school violence to him, he gets upset about it and he'll start cursing a lot about it because he doesn't like school violence. But people are like, getting the wrong message out of what he's saying, and like, oh, he's praising him for cursing a lot. I don't think that's what he's doing, guys. I really don't think that's what he's doing. I think we jump to the wrong conclusion every time we do this. Like, why do we do this every single time? Again, this is a stupid non-issue to me. I don't see the reason why women are getting upset about it. Like, did women get insulted by Hee Chul's remarks? I don't think so. But because I guess Cha Eun Woo has a lot of women fans, that's why the women community sites are getting upset, and they're like trying to get his agency to take action against what he said because it's harming his reputation. I'm sorry, but forgive me if I don't think that the agency is going to take any action against what Hee Chul said, because what he said is not really harming his reputation, because he's not comparing the DUI charges and all that. He didn't bring that up. We know who brought that up? You guys did. You guys who got mad at what Hee Chul said. Y'all brought that up. Hee Chul didn't bring that up. So you're making an issue out of something that shouldn't be, because you can't let go of what happened. And every time somebody brings up a person to compare to another person who y'all perceive as not a good person because of DUI stuff or something they were accused. Are you serious? And again, main point. Hee Chul didn't bring that up because it does not abide within the context of what he's saying here or why he even brought them two up or compared the two. I think the point is that people respond to school violence or violence in general in a different way. And he was bringing up the fact that he responds to school violence in a very aggressive way because he does not like it. And that was the point. That was why he said he's more manly. Not because he curses more or he curses a lot or more than him or whatever. He just made a side comment that was not even indicative to the point he was making. And you guys just took it and ran with it. Misinformation does more harm than good. I think it's also an issue of a lot of netizens, people on the interwebs, don't want to think of their idols as aggressive or violent. And so when Hee Chul brings up his friend cursing a lot, they super hone in and super focus on the cursing aspect of it. And it's weird because maybe some of them don't curse like that, but some of the netizens actually do curse like that at the same time, but they don't want to think of their, like, because there's two categories, right? There's the category of netizen that curses, but not that much, or don't curse at all, and they think it's, so it's maybe three categories. But then there's the third category that they curse just as much, if not more, than the person that they idolize, who they are like thinking, please God, don't tell me that he's that aggressive and he's that, I guess, quote unquote violent, which I don't think that it means that he's violent. I just think that he said he gets angry when he talks about, and here's the thing, I would say that there's a difference between anger and righteous anger. Getting angry and punching walls and accosting people through anger, that's bad. But righteous anger is when you're angry for a good cause. And the context of which Hee Chul is speaking of is such a cause, right? Where he's talking about if you talk about school violence to him, he gets angry about it. Well, that's a righteous anger, I would say. Or someone getting hit, or someone getting accosted, or someone getting graped, or yeah, I'm saying graped because it's YouTube, but yeah, I would get mad. You hear about something like that. You should be angry against those kinds of things. But like just being aggressive for the sake of being aggressive, that's a bit much. But guys, that's not what he's saying. And I think you guys know that, and you're just like still in shock and awe that your idol curses. Like, there are things about that y'all don't know, and you probably will never know about your idol that their friends will know. Hee Chul shared something y'all didn't know about him, that he will curse a lot if he's angry about something. But the context in which he's speaking of that he's getting angry about something it's about school violence. That's not a bad thing. I just don't like people that have anger issues, or I don't like how you're painting my idol. And then that's the mentality that I'm kind of getting from the netizens, is that they're like of the feeling that I don't want to even think that my idol curses like that. I don't want to even think that my idol gets violent like that, because you're now damaging the fantasy or the perception of the netizens. And so that's why they're like, oh, I hope that his agency takes action against Hee Chul's words. Not because they're damaging his reputation, but because the true issue is because they're damaging your perception of an idol you thought was always kind, calm, cool, and collected. And I think that's what the real issue is. I just thought about this. In fact, I finished the video and I'm editing it, and I just now thought about this. It's not the reputation of the idol that's concerning or that's causing you to feel this way. It's your perception as being dashed to pieces. Your thoughts towards this idol and everything you dreamed and hoped about him is being dashed to pieces because Hee Chul said that he got mad and that he would get mad and curse if you talk about something. It doesn't. So you guys aren't really thinking about the context. You're just thinking about the fact that, oh my God, he curses a lot. Oh, and Hee Chul is like, almost sounds like he's praising him for cursing more than him. That is not what he's saying. Get that out of your head. Stop being a child. This is a childish mindset. Like, you need to get out of the childish mindset and kind of grow up a little bit and think about what Hee Chul is saying here. Think about the context, because that's what's missing in your thought process, because you're so enamored and in awe of this idol. And it happens a lot in K-pop and in the world of just how you entertainment in general. Movies, shows, actors, actresses that you perceive as just so kind and loving. You know, if you really got to know them as a person, some of them probably curse a lot, you know? And they would never tell you this because they're not close to you. They're close to people like Hee Chul, you know, people within their sphere, fellow idols, fellow actors and actresses. You know, they're cool with them because those are the only friends they have. So your perception, if you are having this perception of an idol and your perception of them is that they are so kind, they are so sweet, and they could never do this, they could never do that, you're actually setting yourself up for disappointment. And it's an unrealistic thought process. And you have to come back to reality and realize that these people they're not angels like you think. They're human, is what I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, these people are human like you. They swear, they curse, same thing as swearing. I don't know why I needed to say that twice in a different way, but they drink, some of them probably smoke and you wouldn't know it, because they're trying to be very secretive about it, because at the same time, a lot of these idols want to maintain their goody two-shoes persona in the eyes of the public and in the eyes of netizens like you guys. So they don't want to, they want to make sure that they're sneaky about some of the stuff they do. I'm sure, because their life is under a microscope, which is funny that their life is under a microscope, and yet we don't closely look at the context of what a person whose life is under the microscope is saying about another person whose life is under a microscope. So I just think that's kind of interesting, how we go about that. But yeah, it was just something I thought about just now. Keep that in mind, please. Keep that in mind, because it's very important that we don't miss the point of what a person is trying to say, so that we can, because that's how misinformation is spread. That's how misinformation is spread, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that, guys. All right? My point is, this is a non-issue. Netizens need to stop trying to make something out of nothing and just let it be what it is. And I think another reason why people jumped on Hee Chul is because Hee Chul has said questionable stuff in the past, problematic stuff in the past. And I get that. I really do. I get it. But this is not one of those times. I just feel like people are looking for a reason to jump on Hee Chul. Like y'all are sitting online waiting for someone to say something so that you can go to town. Leave the man alone. He made a comment and you guys took it out of context. Once you get, and here's the thing about you guys, you netizens that don't like to pay attention or look into what the person is saying and see it for what it really is and not for what you try to make of it. The problem with you guys is that when it is presented to you that what you are spreading is not true, you don't accept it. You keep spread. It's like you have so much pride within you that you don't want correction. You don't care about it. You want to spread your narrative because that's your narrative, and you want to spread it because you don't like this person. That's toxic. You think you're doing a good thing, but it's actually toxic. And again, some of y'all probably are younger than me, and you're doing this. For the love of God, if y'all don't stop this mess. Hee Chul did not make any bad comments against women or against his friend, either of his friends actually. He didn't bring up the DUI stuff because it's not important to what he's talking about. That's not what he was comparing. That's what you guys are making. You guys are turning a non-issue into an issue, and you think that you're doing a good job because you're like, oh, we need to protect him. He doesn't need your protection. He doesn't need the company's protection. What Hee Chul said is harmless. You guys are making it an issue. You guys are the ones spreading this misinformation. So you guys, it's up to you guys to stop it. The true causers of the problem is you, not Hee Chul, not what he said. It's you. You gotta stop it. You have to stop it. And I'm gonna keep doing this to just let you guys see that at the end of the day, you're the ones that have the problem. Just like the V and Top situation. And I left out something about that. Not only did the armies have toxic people in their fandom, or have toxic people in their fandom, the VIPs have toxic people in their fandom too. And this is how fan wars start. Yeah, there's problems on both sides, guys. But in this case, the only difference is the only problem is with you guys. It's up to you to stop spreading misinformation, because at the end of the day, what he's doing is free speech. That's free speech, man. That's free speech. Again, he didn't bring up the drinking stuff. You guys did. So you're trying to make a non-issue into an issue again. And I'm not going to keep reiterating my point. I think you guys get my point. All right, but yeah, that was it. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. I just think people need to chill. Like, seriously, just chill. Bruh, sis, chill. Okay, love you guys. Stay happy, stay healthy. Don't do anything crazy. Stay safe. And bundle up because it is cold. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. See you.